Which Rugrat would you be? I think I'd be, yeah, I'd be Grandpa.
Oh, morning, Sprouts. How you doing, morning, Sprouts?
Yeah. No, you're Stu. No, I am not Stu Pickles. I'm not Stu Pickles. No. I'm not. I refuse to listen to that. Average Stu reaction. Wait, so hold on. Wait. Is Stu the one that talks like this? Who's the one that talks like this? Who's the one that who's the Brian Griffin? What's his name? Is that Stu? Okay, the second one. What was Stu's brother's name? The one with the glasses. Drew. Okay, yeah. All right. For a second, I thought you talked about I was Drew Pickles, and I was like, bro, I am not Drew Pickles. No, I could see Stu. I could see that makes sense to me. Remember, why are you making chocolate pudding? That I actually probably would do that. That actually sounds like pretty good idea right now. Actually, I made mac and cheese before at like 2 a.m. Yeah, but that was a completely different scenario. Maybe one day I'll explain that scenario. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, this is a topic for another day. Okay. So I'll bring the topic up. So, I may have had some marijuana, and I posed the question to Holly, and this was an incredibly deep conversation. I asked, we're talking about like food, and I was sitting there going, who made the first sauce? Because at some point, you know, food was for energy. Food was to survive. Who the fuck decided to make the first sauce? And I wrote down on a whiteboard a shitload of information. Because it was, the questions were, okay, if you're a hunter-gatherer, you can't make a sauce. When did pickiness, when did preference become a thing? Was it a surplus of food? Who made the first sauce? Because why would you make a sauce? Why would you make a sauce? There's no reason for it.
Oh, today we've got onions and meat. I'm gonna make a au jus.
No. You eat, because food was scarce. Why would you make a sauce? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would you make a sauce? Until preference became a thing, right? Possibly the oldest recorded European sauce is garum, the fish sauce used by the ancient Romans. So, but why? If food was, from caveman times to hunter-gatherers, food was you eat food, eat the food. There's no like, oh, give me like 4 or 5 hours to make a fucking sauce. No, you eat that fucking meat that we just got. There's 4 onions out back. Yeah, it's taste. So when did taste become a thing that you could care about? Romans? It was rich people. Yeah, abundance. Hold on a second. This is important. Okay, so what I'm about to present to you is the whiteboard that I wrote on with the help from Holly. And we're going to go over it just very quickly. Very quickly. I had to write this down because in my brain, I'm like, this is kind of wild to think about. Like, why would you make a sauce? Like, why? Who would do that? Abundance, joy. Is it happiness? All right, let's go over this really, really quick. Okay. All right. So let's go over this. Who made the first sauce? Was it cavemen? No. Survival only. No time for sauce. Food was hard to get. Hunter-gatherers. People. Why make sauce? People were nomadic. What was the first sauce? When was the concept of taste? When something isn't just feel? What? I need this to wait, what does it say? I need this to taste the way that I want. No such thing as picky. When did humans allow picky? Preferences, smells? No matter what, there's no reason to make a sauce. There is no reason. There just kind of isn't. The answer was watch Ratatouille. The concept of being picky, luxury, joy, smells. Holly told me to watch Ratatouille. And I told her, I don't think I can handle Ratatouille right now. While this whole conversation was happening, I was going from the whiteboard. I was making mac and cheese on the stove at 2 o'clock in the morning. I remember just going slop, like slop. She's like, you should just watch Ratatouille. It's kind of that concept, that same concept. I don't think I can handle Ratatouille right now. Like, it was what I was like too high for Ratatouille, and like, what does that even mean? But I don't know how to think about it. Like, why would you? Who made the first sauce? Stop saying it like that. Like what? Cut his mic. Ratatouille. Ratatouille. Well, isn't it about a rat? Ratatouille. It's not Ratatouille? Oh, by the way, Holly in the middle of that took over and was writing for me because I went mid-sentence and said, hey, can you do this instead? She's like, sure, I guess. That's why, like, the handwriting changes, like, halfway through. Yeah, but everything that we can talk about, the concept of abundance or being picky or preference or taste or smells or just happy, it tastes good. That concept, almost like, why? Who decided to, like, make the first one? Did you just have too much fucking corn and you just squished it? It's an interesting concept. It's not hard. No, it isn't hard, but somebody had to make that call. Sure, dude. Yeah, somebody had to make that call. Somebody had to be like, you know what? We have a lot of onions. I'm going to just ruin them all. What are you talking about? Don't do that. You're going to mash up like 10 of them? Yeah. We need those to eat. Yeah, but I want to make a sauce. No, you're not going to. What is that? What are you talking about? Don't touch those fucking onions. That's for the next 6 months. The first sauce had to have been mayonnaise. Think about it. I don't think that's accurate. Wait. Somebody has an answer. Hold on. The lack of refrigeration in the early days of cooking meat, poultry, fish, seafood didn't last long. Sauces and gravies were used to make the flavor of tainted foods. So 200 AD. The Romans used sauces to disguise the taste of the food, possibly to conceal doubtful freshness. Wow. Really? Somebody said that can't be right. Is that wrong? What do you mean wrong? That's not real. Is that why it's been getting deleted by the mods? I don't know. Is that made up lore? All right, let me go back to paying attention to the game for a minute. So, wait, who made the first sauce? Because every time you think about like who it was, you have to kind of go like, well, why? You hunted, you ate, you planted. There's no reason to make one. It was me. Was I already back here? I got really confused after showing my fucking like whiteboard rant. The first sauce was invented by Ronald McDonald. It was ketchup. Invented by Ronald McDonald. You know what? I'll tell you though, let's be fucking careful. Write shit down. Make sure you're documenting things. We need to make sure we document history because in 1,000 years, somebody might fucking think that. Do you understand this? That like there might be a point eventually, 1,000, 2,000 years in the future, where somebody's just like, oh, who made the first sauce? Oh, well, of course it was Ronald McDonald. This was God back in the 2000 AD. We got to be careful with how we documenting history and make sure we keep it accurate. We got to make sure it's correct. The water can get really, really muddy if we're not careful.